right, ladies and gentlemen, it does appear we are now taking a trip down memory lane, going all the way back to high school, because we're subtweeting. We're subtweeting, ladies and gentlemen. And by we, I mean Mr. Jokey. Because today's topic of discussion is going to be about gacha tribalism, and basically why it's bad. If you don't know MrPokke's stance on gacha tribalism, just go ahead and take a look at this tweet. He's basically calling people that are involved in it mentally retarded, while also talking about how much he pities them. He also subtweeted people who want to farm and push whatever agenda they want to push, and how they're going to continue to do so, with or without him sharing his experience. And so it's pretty clear from a lot of his past tweets, right? And a lot of the stances that he's been taking recently, gacha tribalism is a bad thing, right? It's not good. It's something that, he's said he's not going to participate in. It's something that, he's saying is bad. That's pretty clear. What this tweet is doing here, right? He's talking about the main cause of gacha tribalism. You spend more time hating on others instead of enjoying the game itself. Trying to make like a definitive statement here, right? Bit of a holier than thou attitude. You can summarize this essentially as just enjoy the game, stop hating on other games. And this is a really, really odd stance to take, especially given the track record, especially given the history of this creator. Let me just go ahead and bring up a couple of links. 2 weeks ago, gacha war. Ladies and gentlemen, what do tribes do? Tribes engage in warfare. There's a reason why in Natland, the nation of war, they have literal tribes, right, that fight each other. This was uploaded 2 weeks ago. Gacha war is back, and we're essentially fueling gacha tribalism. People talking about one game being better than the other on the basis of revenue. People hating a game because it doesn't make that much money. And people saying one game like Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail or ZZZ is better because they're making so much money. So this is strike one. We've been repeatedly doing this over the course of 2024. This is another example of how we, as a creator, MrPokke, have been fueling gacha tribalism. Third example, Guide Maker War. We don't play Wuthering Waves. We don't know anything about Wuthering Waves. And we're diving into quote-unquote drama about Wuthering Waves, creating content off of it. Basically, again, fueling even more gacha tribalism, right? Essentially saying, oh, Honkai Star Rail, blah, 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 we don't have a Guide Maker War. Look at these silly little gooses over in Wuthering Waves who are having a war. And we're already on strike 3, and I still have a couple more links. Now we have this situation over here. The video Hoyo Deserves Our Apology, which was quite literally plagiarized from my video. MrPokke created a video about Hoyoverse and Honkai Star Rail by directly plagiarizing from a Wuthering Waves creator. Directly plagiarizing from a Wuthering Waves creator, switching around some of the words and some of the examples from the game. And then on the back of this video, he made it a subscription goal for his Twitch to have a conversation with me. A 2-hour, 26-minute conversation with me. One of the big focuses of this conversation was about how the Wuthering Waves community was not good for MrPokke. How they weren't really accepting him or his content, and why he didn't like them. Fueling even more gacha tribalism. Now we're hating on the game's community in this conversation. I've got a couple more links. We're already on strike 6 or 7 at this point. You can clearly see over here, there's been a lot of seeds sown by this creator, talking about what all the problems are, how all these problems exist, and then we have this banger video. We've clearly sown all the seeds. We've fueled all of these problems for content. We've brought on creators for sub goals just to shit on the game that they play, again, for a sub goal to make money. And now we're going over here. All of the seeds have finally grown and sprouted into ugly fucking flowers, and we're now asking why. We're asking why this has happened. Why is this happening? Why am I now in a situation where Wuthering Waves players are upset with me? Why I'm not able to play Genshin Impact 5.3? Why I'm having troubles playing it? And this is the thing, right? This is gacha tribalism for sure. In his own chat from both Honkai Star Rail players and potentially Wuthering Waves players. But do you know what we do here? In this video, all we do is we blame only the Wuthering Waves players. We say all of the toxicity, all of the people who don't want me to play Genshin Impact 5.3 with Mavuika, they're all Wuthering Waves players. When Honkai Star Rail was one of the first examples of gacha tribalism in the space, they coined the term Genshin could never. That is where the term came from. It came from the Honkai Star Rail community. But we're only going to blame Wuthering Waves players. Again, 2 weeks ago, we're fueling gacha tribalism even more. We are, from MrPokke's point of view, MrPokke is one of the biggest instigators of gacha tribalism in the space. But we're gonna go over here, right, and make tweets like this on January 6th, basically indicting every other creator, subtweeting them for being people who farm and push whatever agenda. What is this? What was this? Is this not farming and pushing an agenda? Is having a conversation for a sub goal on Twitch where people have to pay money to bring the sub goal up and then starting a conversation? What is this other than farming? I don't understand at this point. And now we're going ahead and we're making this holier than thou statement about what the main cause of gacha tribalism is. MrPokke, I'm gonna be honest. You would know best what gacha tribalism is and what the main causes are because you quite literally are one of the main causes of gacha tribalism. You have firsthand participated in some of the biggest gacha tribalism wars in the history of gacha gaming at this point. But to make a statement like this that, again, doesn't address anything that you've done to contribute to the problem. I've already made a previous statement about this, but you seem to be just comfortable going ahead and continuing on this sort of like blameless route as you go ahead and you indict and subtweet other people. It's so weird. It is just holier than thou, and it's so strange. And the thing is, we can dig even deeper than this. We can take a look at this statement itself. You spend more time hating on others, like he did with Wuthering Waves, instead of enjoying the game itself. Have you ever thought about a reason for why people might quote-unquote hate on a game? Have you ever thought for a second that the hate might actually be justified? Like Honkai Star Rail 3.0 having some of the worst animation quality and storyboarding that we've ever seen in a gacha title before? That would be a pretty good reason, right? And so this is the thing. Let me just bring up another creator that I believe you have a good relationship with, MrPokke. Gacha Smack. He rated the Honkai Star Rail 3.0 presentation as a 0.1 out of 10. Pathetic effort. He calls the game pathetic in one of its aspects. Are you now saying Gacha Smack is now a pusher of gacha tribalism? Because this is hating on the game. But guess what? It's also justified hating on the game because HSR 3.0 sucks fucking ass. You want to know why this video of mine got an absurd number of views? Hoyo deserves our apology. Do you know why this video got an absurd number of views? Because so many other people that have played 3.0 also thinks it sucks fucking ass. They also think it's fucking awful. They also think it's complete dog shit. What happened here? Why every single character in all of the dialogues just looks like this. They have 3 different poses, and that's all they do. So many people think this is awful. No budget for better animations. They sure got budget for more ads. That's the viewpoint. They think that Hoyoverse is lazy as shit, or that they're taking all the money from the hundreds of millions of dollars, probably even more, that they're earning from this game every single year, and they're allocating it into nothing. At least when it comes to the development of the fucking game. And this is the thing. All of those things, all of those shitty elements, all of those problems get in the way of enjoying the game. I spent several streams. I spent over like 6 or 7 or 8, maybe like 8+ hours actually playing Honkai Star Rail 3.0 to get a fully informed take. And the patch sucks ass. And the patch is fucking bad, objectively. And you want to know what we did in this video? We did objective comparisons to other Hoyoverse games that did quite literally every fucking thing better. And so the question is, why can't Honkai Star Rail do the fucking same? The purpose of this video is to highlight where the devs can literally do better and make their game better. When games like fucking Honkai Impact 3, which make a fraction of the amount of money, have better animation quality and more effort put into their storyboarding. These are the examples that we're bringing up about how to make the game better, how to improve the game and make it more enjoyable for the players. Kind of like what you're saying here, but you're reducing and boiling it all down to just playing the game. You're causing a bad thing that's gacha tribalism. And this has to be one of the most out of touch takes I've ever seen, especially from somebody who has been one of the biggest instigators and proponents of gacha tribalism I've ever seen. I actually don't understand what leg you're able to stand on when you are making these takes. And the best part about all of this, MrPokke hasn't made a single critique about HSR 3.0. He hasn't made a single critique about HSR 3.0. You want to see what the only thing he's actually said about the story in the update? A joke post calling it 11 out of 10. This is actually the only post he's made about the story the entire update. Storyboarding, animation quality, all of these aspects that the community at large is finding to be complete dog shit. How are you calling it gacha tribalism when the main subreddit has 7k upvoted posts? The main subreddit, ladies and gentlemen, has 7k upvoted posts talking about how dog shit the game is. This isn't even gacha tribalism at this point, critiquing HSR. This is its own community talking about how fucking bad the game is. But we're reducing criticism of the game down to gacha tribalism. This is the only explanation that makes sense to me. You are now so down deep on that Hoyoshills that the only thing you want people to do is stop critiquing the game, stop talking bad about the game, just enjoy it. This literally seems like the same exact toxic positivity that turned Genshin Impact into complete garbage and has kept it complete garbage for the longest period of time. You are dismissing all critiques for Honkai Star Rail and specifically 3.0 as just gacha tribalism and saying just enjoy the game instead. This is what you are literally doing. You are dismissing all critiques, indicting others as lesser creators for pointing out those critiques, and instead saying that they should just shut up and enjoy the game instead. Wow. After we've done all of this, after we've been fueling gacha tribalism for the past fucking 1 month, 2 weeks, we've been doing all of this. I think this is the actual reality of the situation, MrPokke. Wuthering Waves 2.0 is actually too good for you to shit talk anymore, because you know that shit talking 2.0 at this point is absolutely ridiculous, because you yourself said the update is amazing and you recognize that it's amazing. And now you're putting on the blinders when it comes to HSR 3.0, an update that the community itself for the game thinks is trash. The community itself thinks that this update is trash. And we're going ahead and we're subtweeting, calling it gacha tribalism, when it's just legitimate critiques for the game and where it's going. Because people recognize when shit is super stinky and bad. And you're just going ahead, you're putting on the gas mask and saying, it's just gacha tribalism. They're just haters. Enjoy the game instead. And you're doing this after making some of the most brain-dead takes we've ever seen in the space. Saying that power creep is not a problem unless you're greedy or stupid. Saying that beating your kids is a normal and regular thing to do because they had access to your credit card without you knowing. This is a 3 out of 3 for dog shit takes in less than a week. And we're still going ahead. We're going on a kill streak for bad takes. Soon you're gonna unlock a fucking UAV. Is this what HSR 3.0 being actually bad has done? Is this what 3.0's failure is doing to you? Why don't you make an actual valid critique video for the game? Why don't you actually be like Gacha Smack instead of making cringe joke posts about the fucking game? Why don't you be realistic about how you actually feel about the presentation of the story and other things so that the game can get better? Why are you promoting toxic positivity to such a high degree by making such a blanket statement subtweet like this, when you've literally already done so in the past, basically calling other creators lesser because they push farming agendas about gacha tribalism, when that's literally been your meta for the entire half year? The past half year, this was your meta. These are all the fucking receipts. It's all right here. I don't get it. It's incredibly hypocritical. It's completely out of touch. And it's so holier than thou. Every person that looks at this that's actually a creator has no fucking clue what leg you have to stand on in this conversation. It's so confusing. It seems like you're actually mentally broken from the patch not being good. And it's weird. You know who's going to be linked here. There's a reason why me and my channel is getting linked here. You know what you're doing with shit like this. You know exactly what you're doing. You're putting down other creators who are critiquing your game and saying, oh, don't worry about them. It's just gacha tribalism. And you're shutting down actual valid critiques. Hey, just say the same fucking thing to Gacha Smack. Yo, stop hating the game. Just love it. You're doing gacha tribalism. What are you doing, man? This has to be one of the most out-of-touch takes, out-of-touch tweets. Again, like I said before, this is the third super out-of-touch tweet in the past couple of weeks, and I don't think he's going to stop. Pokke, you need like a coming to Jesus moment, because this is just ridiculous at this point. That your meta just seems to be subtly, or really not really subtly, just putting down the content of other people because it's critiquing your game. It was okay when you did it, and you were talking shit about Wuwa. It wasn't gacha tribalism then, but it is now, since Honkai Star Rail has a bad patch, and people are talking about why it should be better, and giving logical, factual examples based in reality about why it's bad and how it should be better. And you're just hand-waving all of those aside, saying, stop hating, just enjoy the game. When that's literally what Genshin creators did to ruin that game ever since it released. The same exact hand-waving, the same exact dismissal of critiques, and you're doing it all over again for Honkai Star Rail. And it's a real shame to see. So let me know what you all think. I brought all the receipts for this one, and peace out.